to qualify to go to the I class. So I was moved from the primary class to the I class. So I trained together with those from Gambia High School. See God? And when I graduated, I was taken to Hermitage, where I taught both academic subjects and PE, for example. PE. This is why hand science.
What were you doing? So, were you an athlete or?
I was a very good athlete. I was very good athlete when I was.
But you are not a footballer.
Football I did, but not. I was not. Particularly keen on it or good at it. But athletics, sprinting, I was a very good sprinter.
Any record-breaking achievements?
Oh yeah, 100 meters, close to 11 something. Huh?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, yeah, at that time. In fact, at college too, I was very good. In fact, you know Alaji.
You must have been a famous.
You know Alaji Silla.
Yes.
The coach, the MP and coach. Yes. He said to some young boys recently, some time ago, he said to them, "You know this man? Do you know him? This guy, he used to be a runner." You ask them, all of them know me. Chico, I used to be a very good sprinter. Even when I remember when I was teaching at, because from Hermitage I was transferred to Crab Island. When I was teaching at Crab Island, there was once a teacher's race event at the place they call 22nd July Square now. Mm-hmm. It used to be called McCarthy Square. McCarthy Square. Mm-hmm. And it was 200 meters. And boy, at that time I was not very well known in Banjul as a very good sprinter. So it was, I remember some names very distinctly. I mean, Cripson Johnson, who was once a minister, John Oture. These were and myself and others, and that's it. So when we, on your mark set,
you're there.
I do that. So that, so that is just to illustrate my skills in athletics also at the time. However, coming back to the point, I became quite encouraged and intrinsically motivated. In other words, inside. And to work harder and to study. Because to me, having an opportunity to go to Harvard does not make you a good student. The name, of course, helps you.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
If you are self-motivated and you are determined to study hard, in fact, some education philosophers think that we go to school to learn how to learn. You actually learn at home or on your own. Even now, I tell my students, I give you notes, I lecture you, but the crux of the matter is you go back there, go to the library and research and think, analyze, criticize, ask questions, answer questions. That's how you learn. That's how you excel. And this is, I think, what helped me.
Doctor, when you left the source of this land in search of knowledge.
This land, okay.
In search of knowledge outside.
Yeah.
You said in your own words that the initial idea was to go and acquire
a
bachelor's degree or undergraduate degree and come home. You went there because of your output, achievement.
Yeah.
Some professors certainly asked you to
push
you, continue
Correct.
up to PhD.
Yeah.
Was psychology the choice?
Yeah, the initial choice was some kind of economics or something, funnily. But later, having my teacher background, because at Unum College we did education too, we did some psychology, principles of education. And I remember the lecturer then was one Mr. Tako, an Indian. He was also very encouraging. So I said to myself, this area, psychology, could be very interesting. So that's how I changed during the first semester from economics to psychology. And then I continued with that until I finished. And as you rightly said, yes, it was very interesting. I continued with the same potential and the same kind of drive that I had developed in the Little Gambia, to work hard, friend of books, dedicated to my work, and did quite well in my tests and examinations. And what I think helped me more as a foreign student, an African for that matter, was I tried to relate whatever I studied to cultural relevance. Like in psychology, if you want to study children's perception, how do children perceive mango here? And how do Danish children perceive apple? They don't know mango, so that is abstract to them. So if you show them a green mango, the most the probability is that they would say it's apple. Yeah, and vice versa, which I did some experiments with that or research during my developmental psychology study, and I scored a very high mark. So I tried to explain to them how the environment and our culture depicts our thinking or influences our thinking, and vice versa. And again, I tried very hard to use topics that were relevant to me here, to Africa. I used Gambia as much as possible and Africa. And I think this is one of the outcomes of my, obtaining a job with UNICEF when I finished, upon the recommendation again of my professor, one of them, John Willard, because they saw that I was relating whatever I studied to the conditions in Africa as much as possible. I remember
some sort of functional psychology.
Yes, yeah, applied, yeah, functional psychology, yeah, you can call it functional. But psychology has applied, pure and applied, yeah, pure and applied. But what I mean by that is I try to relate my themes to the African situation. Yeah, exactly, I like that, to African situation. And this impressed them a lot, because I try to explain how certain concepts there do not apply here. How certain concepts here if I talk about Kasaiboyo or something, you are like that, and I try to explain it and try to relate it. What are the psychological values of two cousins, Muscoto Salo, going to take water or do some laundry for me, and I give him some. What does that signify?
Normally called
Fitakanu in a Gambian context. And I try to explain it and try to relate that to, let's say, psychoanalysis or to humanistic psychology, like humanistic psychology. That's humanistic.
Absolutely.
Very much.
So we're going deeper into the field itself. But for a start, let us try to break down psychology in its various elements for the understanding of the layman out there. Is it all about the human mind and human behavior, or there is more to psychology than that?
Yeah, well,
or there are comparative studies in psychology?
Of course, yes.
Humans and what?
Animals.
Okay, master. Let's begin with the...
And we are also, lower animals. Huh? Okay, psychology, to be brief, practically is the scientific study of behavior and mental processes. But it started, like many other disciplines, in a speculative manner, where things were just speculative, intuition, and where things were associated to demons. Even in Europe, people were treated psychologically by breaking through their skulls to take out the demon. That's how it happened. Or put in deep wells so that the evil spirit will go. In Europe. So in the after...
In effect, they killed them.
Yeah, well, some, you won't believe that some survived. The skull...
It's some kind of therapy?
They call it therapy to cure. At that time, before it became scientific, because they believe very much in the demons and evils and spirits and so on. Whereas now, with science, the emergence of science and scientific proofs, and we use what we call the way of humanizing psychology. We treat people working on their minds and see how we can control the undesirable behavior to be desirable, or how you can desensitize them from that fear.
So in psychology, you do not only study behavior.
No.
You try to influence it as well.
Yeah, we try to influence behavior. And there are different methodologies, different approaches. There are different schools of thought. You have the cognitive approach in treatment, behaviorist approach, the humanistic approach, and so on, and the psychoanalytic approach. I'm just giving you a few examples. I should hasten to say that the study of lower animals has helped human beings a lot. Although ethically, there are certain experiments